On the premiere of Express Yourself with Marlon, CJay, known as CJay Dotson, one of 3 survivors of the Lester Street Massacre that happened March 2nd, 2008 here in Memphis, Tennessee, where 4 adults and 2 children were brutally murdered by Jessie Dotson. He opens up about what he remembered from the night everything happened, his grief process, and more. So take me back to what you remember from the night it happened.
Actually, I remember everything from each scene, everything happened from the beginning to the end. I know everything. So,
alright, if you comfortable, take me from the beginning.
Well, wasn't nothing really going on until like later on that night when it started raining, and then it started thundering and shit. So like, basically, I heard some gunshots. I was in the room with my brothers and them. I was in the room. I heard gunshots. I heard boom, 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 boom. So I'm thinking that's fireworks and shit. Or them outside, shooting outside. So the whole time, I'm thinking.
If you need time to, you need a little time. Let us know.
Hey, yeah, I need time. I'm trying to get all that. Hold on. Okay, so basically, let me get it like this. It was riding in a storm. I heard gunshots. Me and my brothers and them was in my sister's room watching TV. And then I heard pop, pop, pop. Then I heard somebody voice up, little baby, get up. Then, as I walked in the hallway, boom, I see a nigga on the ground. His face was really on the ground. Yeah. So, by the TV. And then I seen him shoot my dad in the face. I thought it was like, okay. So I'm thinking this shit not real, but he showing him in the face. Boom. I walked back to the room. And I walked back in the hallway. Cause I was like, damn, that shit ain't real. I'm just seeing shit. So I walked back to the hallway. Boom. He was showing the other victim in the house. And then she was begging for her life. Jessie was my daddy was. Then she was like, what she do and all that other stuff. That was the last thing I remember saying. Then after that, he came to I went back in the room. When I went back in the room, he came towards me with a pocket knife. So he sliced me on my throat. Then I told him that I loved him. And then, boom. Then he went back to the front. And then he came back with a boxing knife. But at that point, I was in the hallway trying to call 911. You feel me? So I was thinking smart at the time. So I was trying to call 911, ended up dropping the phone. Then he came at me. I was like, I'm trying to go to the restroom. And then he was like, you can go to the restroom. And that's when he hit me in the head with the butcher knife. And that's why I got these little scars. These permanent scars. And then I fell into. And then from that point on, he went back to the kitchen. He left me in the tub. Cause right, I wasn't trying to move. So he left me in the tub. Came back in and out of the kitchen though, with different type of items and shit. So like when he came out of the kitchen, like the third time, he came back with a plastic bag, a garbage bag, and another butcher knife. Then I heard my brothers in there screaming, crying, or whatever. Just basically hollering. So, and then after that, he went back in the kitchen for the 4th time. Came back with another item. My brother had to use the restroom. He let my brother use the restroom. Then he did. And then my brother sat in there with me for about like, I want to say 3, 4, 5 minutes. Then he was like, he was tired. And then when he was like, he wanted to go to sleep. He went in that room, cause mine stuck his ass in his back. And he facing him, he fell on the floor, face down. And then after that, he bitchy. I don't know what he was doing, cause at that point he was already done with me. You see what I'm saying? So like he was dishing me, and then okay, now let me get to this part. So my mama came in after that. My mama came in. She was shocked. She was like, Junior, what happened? Woo, 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 woo. The whole time he got a gun in his hand, he don't want to beat it all. And then when she seen that, she was like, she ain't want to die. And woo, woo. He was like, he ain't gonna kill her. Then she tell him where his keys at and his phone and stuff. And she was like, she don't know. She don't know. But she didn't know.
So your mom wasn't at home at the time?
Nah, she was at the house the whole time. She was just in the back, in the room. We got like on the other side of the house. That whole nother, I guess like, see how the house made?
Like section off?
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Cause they got the biggest room in there, so that was really like a family room.
Yeah, cause the biggest room always be at the back.
Yeah, and they had a little chimney in there. So yeah. Well, fireplace. You would call it a fireplace. Yeah, so she came back there. She was giving my little sister a bath. She was a newborn at the time. She was on like, I want to say 2 months. Yeah, like 2 months. But yeah, so yes, and then she came in there. She was big for her life. She was like, she didn't want to die. He was like, he want to kill her. He was like, he want to kill her if he told her where the phone, what the keys was, and he asked her some other shit. But I couldn't really catch on because I was dozing off at the time, so I was losing blood trying to hold this shit in. And I'm fine, I'm trying to hear everything. So boom, after he said what he said, he shot her in the back of the head when I saw her on the floor. So then after that, that's when I dozed off. Yeah. So I was gonna lay dead. Boom. I woke up with more cuts and shit on my body and shit. I was like, damn, what the fuck? My finger bleeding, all type of shit. I did pinky right here, did have broke. So, like, bro, that's what I remember from that night. Then the ambulance, the fireman, whatever the hell that was, walking in, thinking I was dead. But the whole time I was alive, because I got up and walked around.
How long was you in the tub?
They say 48 hours, but shit, it didn't feel like it just was like a date to me. Cause it was just beginning a new day, cause that was like later on, like the beginning of a new morning.
Just when the ambulance came?
Yeah, might as well say that shit. I don't know, cause I don't know. See, I can't really say, cause how they said it in the court in the first footage, I just, I don't know, cause it was still raining, the same, it was looking the same.
How old were you at the time?
I was 9. 24.
I remember you stayed, before we started filming that you had another surgery. Tell me about that surgery. If you want to look.
That surgery, it's just funny to me because, like, I ain't really want to go through this shit. Like, okay, so it happened when I was young, right? And I already had surgery. So the only reason why I was going back to surgery was because my face was coming swole. So one side of my face was and my nose bone was. So like the whole side of my face was swole. And this side was too, but shit. It was because I had a metal plate in my head and they took it out and they put a titanium mush. That's what it's called, titanium mush in there. And when I first went in, I was telling the girl that I was with at the time that I didn't want to do it. I was like, she was like, you gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, you know, live and shit. So I was like, hell no, I don't want to do it. God just didn't want to do it because, like, I was already high and I was already thinking about it. I was like, bro, I don't want to feel that effect, that after effect.
Yeah, especially when you already went through it when you was young.
Like, bro, when I felt that after effect, like going to surgery, you know, you got your gown on, they make you take your clothes off, put your gown on. So I put my gown on. Bro, I think it was around, shit, I want to say, it was like morning time still. So they got done within, what, 2 hours? But like, okay, so this is time. So they was like I had died. They had brought me back to life. You know, I lost a lot of blood, but they was putting blood in me. And then, you know, giving me all type of fluids and shit.
Your past surgery?
No, this recent surgery.
Yeah, that's what I mean, your recent surgery.
Yeah, recent surgery. So, boom, that's another reason. Like, when I woke up, y'all, I was blind for about 3 days. I couldn't see. I was crying this much shit. I remember when I gave y'all something, but I was crying. I was like, I can't see the whole time. My people next to me telling me everything gonna be alright. You gonna gain your sight back. It's just, you just got out of surgery. I was like, hell nah, I can't see. Like, it's literally, like my eyesight. My eyes were open, but everything was blurry. Like, you can't see a clear picture.
It's like they telling you gonna get your sight back, but you like, I want my sight back.
Yeah, type shit. But yeah, man, this shit. Damn, me just being in there, you know, me feeling like I'm just detox. Well, I was detox. They got all the THC, all this shit out of me. Then, like, okay, so when I got up out of the hospital, I went back in. Cause like they had sent me out with a pick line. So when I had got home, I was straight until like later on that night. And then that's when I had got high again. Cause I was anxious to get out of the hospital just to get high. I ain't gonna cap. I'm gonna shoot cold.
I mean, hey, we keeping it real.
That was my purpose of getting out the hospital so I could get high cause I know I couldn't smoke in there. See, but look, they was letting me vape in that hoe. You know what I'm saying? I stayed with the vape. So I just sent her to the store to buy me a vape every time you jump around there. But like, other than that, I came home, got high. I smoked the wood. After I hit that wood, it was like, damn, I had a different type of high. It was like, damn, it ain't feel the same. Like, when you normally used to smoking. Like, I know I was normally used to smoke. I used to smoke the wood back to back. And I was like, damn, like my body don't feel the same how I used to. Like, it was my first time smoking. I was like, hell no.
Like, was the high too strong or
yeah,
weak?
It was making my body feel, it wasn't feeling how I used to feel when I was used to smoking when I got out. You know what I'm saying?
I know, you know, when your loved ones come across your mind, and it's normal with grief. And, you know, when they come across your mind at certain times, you know, all times not the same. You know, when that wave comes, you know, sometimes it be a light wave and sometimes it be a hard wave. But when those big waves, hard waves come, it'll lead you into an episode where it's hard to get out of. So when you have those, even the small waves, when you have those small waves of grief and the big waves, like, what do you do to maintain yourself, like, get yourself back at a, you know, normal state of mind before you were when those thoughts came?
If I'm going through that stage, a person had to been got up under my skin, literally get up under my skin for me to go through that stage. Cause then that's when I'm gonna look back at that and then I'm gonna take it out on that person, directly at that person. You feel me? Do you feel where I'm coming from?
So you mean You look back at what you've seen and what you've been through, and you take that anger out.
It's just like a blackout.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm having backflashes. So if you like, they got up under my skin, or I don't want to put hands on them. So that times they gonna be double the kill. Cause that's just how my mind is. I feel like if you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know nothing about me, and then you go off, you go saying this and this and this about me, like you don't know me, like you shouldn't even be worried about what I'm doing or what I got going or how I'm handling my business. You feel what I'm saying? Cause at the same time, it's a lot of people out here that saying fake rumors. At the end of the day, and I'm still hearing this shit to this day. Like, my uncle is not my dad. I just want to get that out there. It just clear.
I mean, look, clear up any rumors you want to clear up.
That shit, that's dead. Like, I might look like that nigga when I'm mad, but as far as that, that ain't my, But, like, for me, yeah, you gotta really get on my skin, but for me, in order to get, like, not get to that point, I be meditating, thinking of something positive, or I play with my child or get on the video game or something. You know what I'm saying? So keep my mind focused on going back to that thing, you know. Cause basically what I'm trying to do is keep going and not look back. I can't keep going by looking back. It just ain't me, you feel me? Even though I hear a lot of this and this and this and people asking me questions, hey, but look, I'm still gonna do me when that question get answered. You heard me? I motivate myself to keep going. I don't look back.
So what motivates you to keep going? Because I know, especially, the things you saw when you was 9, and I know those thoughts now, it causes, lack of motivation. Grief, depression is normal though.
One of my sons, he definitely keep me going. That's my #1 motivation right there. And then my dad, because without him, I wouldn't be able to do half the things that I'm doing right now if it wasn't for him teaching me those things. And then I want to say, shit, I don't know. I can't really say nobody else, but I can say my grandma, because she keep me, she stay on my tail when she know I'm doing wrong. So she try to correct me and lead me towards the right direction because she know I'm making the wrong decision. Sometimes I do make the wrong shit, not all the time.
I mean, that's life. That's life.
But yeah, so that's basically it.
No cherish grandma, because when grandma gone, hey, that's a different story. Witness to that. And you stated a few times that you got a little one. Tell me about it.
Never mind bad at that. I just literally got custody of him. So right now, his ass is bad right now. But other than that, he's great, he's smart, his head on right. You know what I'm saying? He ain't like other kids, bad. But he have his ways. So basically, it's over. He's great.
Look, I know the beginning of, deaths or, when things like that occur. Your support system be big, but, as time go by, it gets smaller and smaller. So how's your support system still? All the faces you seen then, they gone now, right? Yeah. So have you talked to a therapist, grief counselor, anything like that?
No, I used to. I just thought. Cause okay, basically the only reason I stopped doing that because I feel like just because you going to talk to somebody about your problem, that don't mean that they ain't gonna go tell your problem to the next person. See, that's how I was thinking. I was like, dang. So this person heard my side of the story, they gonna go tell the next person. So I was telling my grandma, I was like, damn, why every time I come here, this person comes to asking me about my past? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't like when people just consistently, like every time I come to you, you asking me about the same thing. Why you don't ask me, what did I do this week? Don't ask me about something that happened a long time ago. I don't want to hear about that. Like, I feel like they trying to get something to come around and tell the whole world, then come up with their own little, you know, their own little story, and blase. But hey, I just feel like it's just trying to be in the nigga business. That's why I don't do this shit, right? If I want to talk to somebody, I'll write in my journal, I'll write in a notebook, I'll write in my phone. Cause as far as me talking to somebody, I gotta be able to really trust somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like deep down, like nigga, like I'm telling you, this nigga, I better not hear this come from nobody. You hear me?
Now, if you want to stay between y'all, which is, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But you know, with a therapist, you know, with anybody, you gotta build trust before you open up to them. Before we leave, what advice would you give to someone that went through something similar to what you went through, or seen something similar? You know, what advice would you give them if they're on the verge of giving up or ending it? Because depression and, you know, grief, it gives those thoughts to, you know, end your life. So what advice would you give them?
You got to, you know, keep going. You got to, whatever you want to accomplish, you got to push yourself to, you know, get through it, basically. And if you want something, you know, you gotta work for it, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be out here begging and leeching, because it's not gonna get you nowhere.
You're right, because it ain't gonna come to you.
Exactly.
Well, bro, I appreciate you for coming on the show, telling your story. You just don't know. Your story helped, you know, your story just helped a lot of people, because what you went through, that's, you know, powerful, and you just gave somebody the strength, you know, to keep going and never give up. And, you know, it's rumors out there, you know, people creating fake GoFundMe accounts, you know, in his name, pretending they fake pages, cash outs, but the link of his official GoFundMe account will be posted in the caption, so if anybody out there willing to help or donate. And I've also seen comments of people reaching out wanting to help him, but they don't know the real him. So this is real GoFundMe account, and the link will be in the caption to anybody that's willing to donate and help him out. He's a single father, trying to raise his son and trying to do better in life. And, you know, telling his story to help encourage people, because, you know, he has a purpose, and if he didn't have a purpose, he wouldn't have survived. So he have a purpose in life, and he have a story to tell. So if anybody out there see any fake GoFundMe accounts that isn't organized by CJay, report it as fraud.